It's Mobile Max in West Hollywood, and it is Tuesday, October 7th, 2025, the second anniversary of the Palestinian terrorist organization Hamas brutally murdering 1,200 Israelis and kidnapping 250 others. I'm here to say, for Angelino and California residents, no on 50. That's the ballot measure to take away the ability to make border boundaries for congressional and legislative districts, take it away from an independent and diverse council, which was voted on in 2008 and 2010 to create this diverse council to make the voting districts. So now this new Proposition 50 is to take it away from the independent council making it, and the independent council has Democrats, Republicans, Independents, a diverse amalgamation of people, and take it away from them. That's what this Proposition 50 is about. Take it away from the independent council and give it back to the Democratic legislators so they can make it so they have more Democratic congressional leaders. This is in response to what the Republicans did in Texas. But who gives a damn? We got to suffer because Texas does something? That doesn't make any sense. I'm no on 50 because I'm not going to reward California for their inept governance of California. They've terrorized the state with their laws and their actions. They have no respect. The Democrats running California have zero respect for taxpayers. They act like it's their money and they're going to do what they want with it. Hundreds of billions of dollars has gone missing to fraudulent crime, and they launched zero investigations. Remember the pandemic, and the Employment Development Department gave out unemployment to people who were affected by Governor Newsom shutting down the economy and making everybody stay at home. So everybody got unemployment benefits, but they didn't vet the people very well, so the EDD claims $31 billion of the EDD money for unemployment during the pandemic went to fraud, went to criminals. And they didn't launch any investigations to get our money back, and now at this late date, the statute of limitations has expired. So basically all these criminals committing fraud and stealing money from the taxpayer. It's not the Democrats' money, it's the taxpayers. When you want to see what a government's all about, you don't see what the laws on the books are about. You see what laws are enforced. And what laws are enforced in California are taxation and regulation laws against middle class and wealthy business owners. They're always trying to figure out a new tax to collect more money. And they're not that smart, so they end up chasing business away, like the mansion tax. The mansion tax was a tax for any property sold over $5 million. The government would get like $200,000 more out of it. And it was so terrible that it reduced the construction and the sales of commercial and other more expensive buildings. So they probably got less money, not more money. These guys ain't that bright, I'm telling you. Same thing California did with this electrical car thing. They had so many subsidies and startups of electrical car companies manufacturing electrical cars here in California, and also the charging stations and software. Many new electric car companies dealing with either the car itself or software or the infrastructure was based here in California. It didn't make any sense. They really didn't have a market for electric cars yet. They spent all this money building all these companies. All of them were brand new startups. We already had Tesla. Tesla was here in California, and they've been around for like 20 years or more. They were the kings of the electric cars, and every single major car company almost in the world developed their own electric car. It was already competitive, very competitive, and here they are making new companies. It didn't make any sense. They just wanted to grab the money. I didn't vote here in Los Angeles or in California for any sanctuary city. Do you remember voting on the ability of the government to give illegal aliens sanctuary in Los Angeles and all of California? I don't remember voting on that. They've done so many terrible things, these Democrats. One thing that I really hated, and this was important because this one person almost single-handedly destroyed the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. When George Gascon, that super liberal radical district attorney, was elected. Her name was Diane Taran. And the liberal media covered it last April in 2024 when the California Attorney General issued an indictment on 11 counts against Diane Taran because she used to work for the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. While she was working there, she hacked into private files, and then, lo and behold, she got a job with the LA District Attorney, and she was an assistant district attorney, and her job was to liaison between the district attorney's office and convicts and criminals to help them better establish themselves in normal society. I don't know. But it all ended up terrible because while she was at this position, she used her secret private information on the deputy sheriffs to raise a big firestorm of anxiety towards the deputies and their gang. I remember what was happening. Oh, they have tattoos, the deputies' tattoos. Who doesn't have a tattoo among these younger people nowadays? Everybody's got tattoos. But that was the big thing. The Los Angeles County sheriffs had tattoos, and they were all in gangs, and it was all blown out of proportion, but it worked because she totally destroyed and defunded and diminished the LA County sheriffs and replaced them with all DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, females and gay people and lots of people who really weren't there to do a law and order job. They're just basically there as janitors to clean up after a crime occurs. Anyway, Diane Taran, she destroyed the LA County sheriffs. She mingled with convicts and showed them how to manipulate the system, in particular suing deputies, sheriffs who also are the jailers in the LA County system, suing them and other correction officers for fraudulent abuse cases. And during this time, they had the pandemic. Remember, the unemployment benefits went to convicts. I wonder where they learned how to extort money from the Employment Development Department. You know, they learned a lot of things from Diane Taran. Anyway, in April, Rob Bonta, the California Attorney General, issued an 11-count indictment against Diane Taran. And the news media covered it like, yeah, see, we're law and order. Bullshit. This year, in June of 2025, the Second Appeals Court of California dismissed all charges against Diane Taran. She's a free woman. Her dirty deeds go unpunished because these people are trying to destroy our society. I'm sorry, Democrats, you're just not the same Democrats that I grew up with. In the whole history of LA, never has it like a mayoral candidate administration come in and destroyed and totally disassembled the police departments. Both the LAPD and the LA County Sheriffs got defunded, diminished, and destroyed. Why? Because they were protecting criminals. I can't figure out anything else. They also made laws on the books, like here's a good law. For any criminal trial that's not a murder or a kidnapping or a rape or something, anything like robbery or theft or fraud, the judge, and this is a California law that the legislature and the governor signed, the judge in these criminal cases must consider, not can, must consider past abuse of the defendant as a mitigating factor in the trial and the sentencing. What kind of bullshit is that? Anybody can say I was abused. Nobody has a perfect life. But time and time again, these Democrats have benefited convicts and criminals. You know, California has closed 5 prisons. And thousands of convicts who should be in prison are on the streets now. And even if they get busted, these goddamn radical liberal judges are going to give them, let them out on their own recognizance. No money up front. Just, oh, you poor kid, you're a victim of society. Let's let you out to do more crime. And that's what they do. Because they don't care, because they live in their mansions and they have their own private security and they're sending their kids to private school because they're rich. So they don't give a goddamn about the ordinary citizen. They just want to squeeze these citizens for all the money they can get out of them. Do not reward this terrible behavior. The Democrats chased 500 major companies out of California. They no longer have their headquarters in California because their taxation and regulations make companies crazy. They think they're there just to suck money out of them and make them adhere to these incredible regulations. And middle-class businesses also left California. Where are you going to get your job now? Thousands of jobs have left California because of these crazy radical Democrats. Do not reward them. No on 50. Do not reward these terrible governors of California. They've done a terrible job here. They've ruined California and ruined Los Angeles. And they're arrogant too and stubborn. They think they're right. But the most of it is these are rich people, most of them, who make the rules and laws, and they don't have to get mired in the shit that they create. They live up on a hill in a mansion and have private security and send their kids to private school. So what do they care? If all the poor slobs and lower Slobovia get screwed around. No on 50. Do not reward these terrible Democrats. That's all I got to say. Bye.